just been raining. Everybody's stuck in a big old soggy hole. Who knows? Just then. I'm going to pay for that in the morning. But what I wanted to do is go over here by this fence line. Because I thought this looked like the best way to keep track of where I am. Hopefully have the least trouble. Falling down. Who knows though? Here's some tracks. Looks like somebody's been driving something down through here. Ooh, squishy. Real squishy. Gotta stay on this grass instead of in that mud. Because it is squishy. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to go through there. It's dangerous down there. This is about, yeah, there's needs to be calling the cops or whatever on me tonight. Won't delay me getting out of town in the morning, perhaps. Guess this will give me a good time or two for how long it takes to hike this. turn. Be careful here, this will go wash out. Yeah, this is where it turns. It starts to become a head due east sort of scenario. Yep, here's the big lay. So I'm going to walk from here if I remember right. Looks like somebody was driven out here not too long ago, because there's just the faintest hint of tracks. I don't know that I have to stay in the tracks, but it's comforting to know that it's what they're showing, that these plates were solidly driven. Actually, get some tracks of a vehicle driving through here. It's more like a cutter. Not a great video. It's probably going to be all bouncy. Run out of space on my hard drive here. Is that a house? Or is that just a gap in the trees? I don't remember being able to see a house from here. Or maybe that's the church over there. I'm not sure. Right there in the center of the screen. Yeah, I don't know. Because I thought when I was here last time that I was able to see this field over here from the church parking lot. But I certainly don't see that church parking lot from here. And I'm just going to record the getting to. I'm going to record the walk back. Actually, that over there, I think that is that church. Yeah, that's that West Cemetery and church over there. So that claim about it being across the hollow really stands up. see if I can pause and get a reading. I'm going to stop recording. All right, let's see if I can walk in here and kind of show you what it's like to get in here. So there's that big tree and that big tree and this bush that I don't know what kind it is, but I'm gonna proceed this way. And walk around the bush, because the bush is growing out right by, and there's where that barbed wire got me. So there used to be a fence post here and it's fallen over, and then there's some barbed wire right there. So we walk in here and you can see this is where the Mary or Polly Roten Langford and Thomas Jefferson Langford are buried. And if we come around to get in front of the, or above the headstone for Thomas and Polly, and turn around this way, we'll see right there in the center of the screen, you can see the footstone that was placed for William and Fanny Allen. And if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paces towards that footstone and look down, we see the headstone for William Barton Allen Sr. and Fanny Asabel Jones. And it's fallen backwards after the tree fell on it. And right here next to it is a field stone, and just beyond it, on the side of the footstone, is another field stone. And then on the other side of the headstone, with the engraved headstone, is another field stone. And I can only assume that there would be a footstone, a field stone marking the foot of this grave, except that when the tree fell over, it churned it all up. What I think is that these field stones mark the actual grave for William or Fanny on either side of the engraved headstone and footstone. So I just think that the engraved headstone and footstone was added later. I don't know, maybe by their son Leander. He would have had an interest in marking the grave in a proper, memorable way. And the footstone, at least, is still standing, although it's not even as legible as it was the last time I was here, or maybe it's the other side that was legible. Yeah, it's the other side of the footstone that's legible. And then I just wanted to show you sort of the perspective on where some of the other graves seem to be located. So here's the footstone for William Allen. And then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps away is another standing stone. And then just beyond it, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 steps away are 2 closely spaced field stones. And there's supposed to be a baby. Oh, let's see, what I was thinking is maybe that this baby is the one that was stillborn when Fanny Isabel Jones died. So maybe this is Bart, or William Barton Sr. and Fanny Isabel Jones. It's their baby. So right here at my toe is the footstone, or at least one of the stones, and then this other toe is pointing at the other one. They're really hard to see in this condition here. And since I was here last, this area that was all clear has now become overgrown with what I think are blackberry bushes or vines. So here, let's look back. Oh, and here's another field stone. This could be another grave. I just think it would be, you know, a respectful thing to do would be to come out here, clear out all this underbrush, clear out all of the ground cover, and try to locate all of the field stones that look like they may be marking a grave. That's what I think. So here from the baby's grave, you can see in the center of the screen is a fence post wrapped with barbed wire. And then, let me kind of zoom out here and get a wide angle on this. Okay, yeah. So there's the fence post in the center of the screen. And then in the foreground is the baby's grave. And then looking off this way, to the left, on the sort of left of center, is the headstone. Oh wait, I just now noticed that there's another standing stone there. I couldn't tell. So yeah, so right here in the center of the screen is one standing stone, and here is another. So this marks out another grave, which I believe is another person, a woman that was related to the Langfords. So they do seem to be following a pattern of east-west orientation. So if they're Christians, I would say this is the footstone, and that's the headstone. And the same thing with the baby's grave here. This in the center is the headstone and the footstone. So anyway, so now let's back up again. So here in the foreground center, we have the baby's grave. And then in the center, we have the young woman's grave. And then in the center of the screen, we can see the footstone for the Allen's grave. And then here with the footstone for the foot marker for the Allen grave. On the right-hand side, you can see the standing stone. That was probably the original footstone for William. And then Fanny's stone is either toppled, buried in this pile of root mass, or somewhere in here. It seems like that tree was growing right in the middle of her grave. And it does look like somebody's come in here and chopped it up and removed it at least. Or just moved it. Maybe that's it rotting here on the ground next to it. So anyway, and then from the William and Fanny Allen graves, then over here in the corner, you can see the marker for Thomas and Mary Langford, or Thomas and Polly Langford. And I'm just now noticing that next to this tree stump is another upright fieldstone. And then here's just a fieldstone just laying to the side. It may be that it's just gotten displaced from its original location. Oh, and here you can see there's a barbed wire fence pole right here, and one right here.